We've all been there standing at the gate, excited for your trip, when the dreaded announcement hits your flight is delayed. The collective groan is universal, and suddenly, your plans unravel missed connections, lost reservations, and mounting anxiety. You watch as frustrated passengers swarm the gate agent, everyone desperate for answers. I used to be one of them, feeling powerless and upset. But what if a delay could be an opportunity? Over years of travel, I've learned to turn these moments into chances for upgrades, lounge access, and more. It's not magic, just a system anyone can use. So next time you hear that announcement, take a breath and get ready to turn a delay into a win. Here's how I learned to do it, starting with my own travel nightmare. My turning point came at Chicago O'Hare, on my way to a crucial conference in San Francisco. Snow started falling, and my flight was delayed, then delayed again, and finally canceled. Panic set in as I realized every other flight was booked or canceled, and my keynote speech was at risk. Around me, passengers yelled at agents or slumped in defeat. I felt hopeless, just another stranded traveler. The airline offered hotel vouchers, but the lines were endless and the situation felt impossible. I was exhausted, on the verge of giving up. Then, I noticed something that changed everything. Amid the chaos, one man approached the counter differently. He was calm, patient, and polite. What happened next would completely shift my approach to travel setbacks. Here's what I learned from him. The man waited for a quiet moment, then approached the agent with a sympathetic smile. He didn't complain. He listened, nodded, and spoke calmly. The agent's demeanor softened, and after a few minutes she handed him a first-class ticket for the next morning. Watching this, I realized I'd been missing the point. Gate agents are overwhelmed, not responsible for the chaos. Yelling doesn't help, but empathy does. This man treated the agent as a partner, not an obstacle. My frustration was useless. What I needed was a strategy. I decided then, never approach a delay with anger. Instead, approach it with a plan, empathy, and a willingness to collaborate. That shift in mindset was my first step toward travel success. Next, I needed to arm myself with information. Here's how. Step 1. Become your own travel detective. When a delay hits, pull out your phone and check the airline's app, website, and flight trackers. Find out the real reason for the delay. Weather, mechanical, or crew issues. Because your rights depend on it. If it's the airline's fault, you're entitled to more compensation. Know your airline's contract of carriage and check the Department of Transportation's dashboard for your rights. This knowledge gives you leverage. When you talk to the agent, you're not just another upset passenger. You're informed and prepared. That changes the conversation entirely. Now, let's talk about how to approach the agent. Information is power, but empathy is your secret weapon. When you approach the agent, start with a smile and acknowledge their tough day. A simple, "Thank you for helping us all," goes a long way. Calmly explain your situation and your goal. Be concise and polite. Use phrases like, "I was hoping you could help me find a creative solution." This positions the agent as the expert and makes them want to help. Stay flexible. Ask about alternate airports or connections. Work with the agent, not against them. Your attitude sets you apart from the crowd. Empathy and collaboration turn agents into allies. That's how you get better outcomes. Once you're working together, it's time to ask for what you deserve. Here's how to do it right. Once you've built rapport, politely ask for compensation. Start with essentials. Meal or hotel vouchers if you're delayed or stranded. Reference the airline's policies you researched. This makes it easy for the agent to say yes. Then, ask about upgrades or lounge access, especially if you've been pleasant and flexible. Is there any chance of a seat in a premium cabin? Or, could I get a lounge pass while I wait? The worst they can say is no, but you'd be surprised how often kindness pays off. Agents have the power to help, and they're more likely to do so for someone who treats them with respect. Now, let me show you how this worked for me in real life. Back in Chicago, I waited for the chaos to die down and did my research. I found a red eye on a partner airline and approached the agent with empathy and a solution. "I know it's not San Francisco, but Oakland works. Is there any way you could get me on that flight?" She was surprised, then energized. She made a call and got me the last seat in first class. I thanked her and asked for a meal voucher, which she happily provided. In 10 minutes, I went from stranded to holding a first-class ticket and a free meal. I made it to my speech, exhausted but triumphant. That night taught me the power of empathy, information, and collaboration. A crisis became an opportunity. So next time your plans go sideways, remember, breathe, follow these steps, and turn your delay into a win. Share your own travel victories in the comments and stay tuned for more tips. Travel setbacks are inevitable, but with the right approach, you can turn them into your best stories. Safe travels!